Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com, live from All-Star Park in Lakewood at Kelly McGregor Field. It's the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs taking on the Alameda Pirates. Now, this game was supposed to start at 4 o'clock, and we were not informed that it began at 3:30. So we're in the top of the second inning. The Mustangs already with 5 across in the first, 3 in the second. They lead 8-0. Kenny Keller's just delivered a 2-run single to make it 7-0. And Mustangs just plated another run. Had a couple of RBI triples in the first inning, one from sophomore Trey McBride. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes right now to Adrian Marquez. Swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. They'll have to throw him out. And the catcher does so. Throwing to first to retire Adrian Marquez to record the strikeout. So the Mustangs in the inning pick up 3 runs. And they've had an explosive offensive game so far with 9 hits in 2 innings. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. It is Fort Morgan 8, Alameda nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Now let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Well, the Mustangs hold a 8-0 lead on Alameda. Alameda's got a victory under their belt. The Mustangs playing their Colorado 7 league opener, 39-0. All time in the Colorado 7 are 1-2, and the breaking ball swag and a miss. And this is their ace left-hander, senior Kyle Daniels, who limited his pitches in the opening inning, and that's down and in through just 7 pitches. Noah Hayes, now the hitter from the right side. Alameda got a base hit in the opening inning, but eliminated on a 6-4-3 double play, and the changeup is down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Once again, the Mustangs scored 5 runs in the first inning. Here's the stretch and pitch, and the breaking ball is down and away. It's 3-1. Yeah, Daniel struggled in the opening game of the season, walking 4 batters in the second inning against Montrose. They blew a 5-0 lead and lost 8-6. And the fastball is low. And walking is Noah Hayes. That'll bring up Daniel Sanchez. Now we'll set up the Mustangs here defensively momentarily. We got all these lineups here as we arrived. Sanchez awaits from the right side, and that tails away. 1 ball and no strikes. 7 balls, 6 strikes so far for Daniels through an inning plus. Keep in mind, pitch counts now that much more prevalent. And the offering swung on in line towards center field. It's going to drop for a base hit on a hanging breaking ball. And Hayes is to second consecutive inning that the Pirates have come up with a base hit. But now they're in a better situation. That was with 1 on and 1 out that the double play was hit into. Now 2 on and nobody out for the right-handed hitting Damian Gutierrez. Certainly Fort Morgan doesn't want to rest on their laurels here. We are inside. And outside, it's a lot more pleasant than it was yesterday. Swung on and foul back, and more pleasant than it is right now in Morgan County. The wind, not as big a factor. No balls and 1 strike. McBride is behind the plate. Big, strong catcher for the Mustangs. The pitch. Swag and a miss on a changeup. Right down the middle, it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Gutierrez, the 6th place hitter, first and second. With nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning, the look back by Daniels. Still looks back, and the offering. The curveball swung on right back to Daniels, looks to second, throws to Shirtliff for 1, and to first. That's a 1-6-3 double play. Runner to third and Noah Hayes, and there's 2 down. A perfectly executed double play. Their second in as many innings. And that'll bring up Isaiah Lawson, another right-handed hitter. McBride lays down the sign and the pitch. That changeup tails away. Lots of changeups and breaking balls thrown by Daniels. He likes to keep the opposing hitters off balance. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch and the offering. Swag and a miss. Again, just pulling the string. The count is level at 1-1. 8 runs on 9 hits for Fort Morgan. No runs on 2 hits. 2 errors committed by Alameda. And the pitch up and away. Ball 2, strike 1. Mustangs set to play the Pirates on Friday in Fort Morgan, but that is weather permitting, and the weather forecast is not good. 70% chance of some light snow. The pitch. Breaking ball outside corner for a strike, and the count is level at 2-2. Out of the windup is Daniels with the 2-2 pitch. Low. One with a fastball that time. Down and in, 3-2. On deck is Joey Vasquez, the 8th place hitter. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball in the dirt. McBride will have to throw out Lawson. Sets and throws. And there is the recorded strikeout for Kyle Daniels. And that does it for Alameda in the second. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, a man left at third. Let's head to the third. Fort Morgan 8, Alameda nothing on B106 and B106.com. Now let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Well, the Mustangs hold a 8-0 lead on Alameda. Alameda's got a victory under their belt. The Mustangs playing their Colorado 7 league opener, 39-0. All time in the Colorado 7 are 1-2, and the breaking ball swag and a miss. And this is their ace left-hander, senior Kyle Daniels, who limited his pitches in the opening inning, and that's down and in through just 7 pitches. Noah Hayes, now the hitter from the right side. Alameda got a base hit in the opening inning, but eliminated on a 6-4-3 double play, and the changeup is down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Once again, the Mustangs scored 5 runs in the first inning. Here's the stretch and pitch, and the breaking ball is down and away. It's 3-1. Yeah, Daniel struggled in the opening game of the season, walking 4 batters in the second inning against Montrose. They blew a 5-0 lead and lost 8-6. And the fastball is low. And walking is Noah Hayes. That'll bring up Daniel Sanchez. Now we'll set up the Mustangs here defensively momentarily. We got all these lineups here as we arrived. Sanchez awaits from the right side, and that tails away. 1 ball and no strikes. 7 balls, 6 strikes so far for Daniels through an inning plus. Keep in mind, pitch counts now that much more prevalent. And the offering. Swung on in line towards center field. It's going to drop for a base hit on a hanging breaking ball. And Hayes is to second. Second consecutive inning that the Pirates have come up with a base hit. But now they're in a better situation. That was with 1 on and 1 out that the double play was hit into. Now 2 on and nobody out for the right-handed hitting Damian Gutierrez. Certainly Fort Morgan doesn't want to rest on their laurels here. We are inside. And outside it's a lot more pleasant than it was yesterday. Swung on and foul back, and more pleasant than it is right now in Morgan County. The wind, not as big a factor. No balls and 1 strike. McBride is behind the plate. Big strong catcher for the Mustangs. The pitch. Swag and a miss on a changeup. Right down the middle, it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Gutierrez. The 6th place hitter, first and second. With nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. The look back by Daniels. Still looks back. And the offering. The curveball swung on right back to Daniels. Looks to second, throws to Shirtliff for 1. And to first. That's a 1-6-3 double play. Runner to third and Noah Hayes, and there's 2 down. A perfectly executed double play. Their second in as many innings. And that'll bring up Isaiah Lawson, another right-handed hitter. McBride lays down the sign and the pitch. That changeup tails away. Lots of changeups and breaking balls thrown by Daniels. He likes to keep the opposing hitters off balance. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch and the offering. Swag and a miss. Again, just pulling the string. The count is level at 1-1. 8 runs on 9 hits for Fort Morgan. No runs on 2 hits. 2 errors committed by Alameda. And the pitch up and away. Ball 2, strike 1. Mustangs set to play the Pirates on Friday in Fort Morgan, but that is weather permitting, and the weather forecast is not good. 70% chance of some light snow. The pitch. Breaking ball outside corner for a strike, and the count is level at 2-2. Out of the windup is Daniels with the 2-2 pitch. Low. One with a fastball that time. Down and in, 3-2. On deck is Joey Vasquez, the 8th place hitter. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball in the dirt. McBride will have to throw out Lawson. Sets and throws, and there is the recorded strikeout for Kyle Daniels. And that does it for Alameda in the second. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, a man left at third. Let's head to the third. Fort Morgan 8, Alameda nothing on B106 and B106.com. It's a healthy lead for the Mustangs as we head to the third inning. Fort Morgan leads now by a score of 8-0. Again with 5 runs in the first and 3 more in the second. You can follow us on Twitter at B106 as well as our B106 Facebook page. And for the Mustangs, they'll have Grayson Garber, Anthony Arroyo, and Kyle Daniels, 8, 9, and 1. The right-hander, Sanchez, delivers. And that off-speed pitch is down and in. Garver with a sac fly in his opening at bat. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Swinging a tapper foul up the third base side. Count moves to 1 ball, 1 strike. Mustang starting lineup today brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. The offering inside on the changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mustangs with Daniel, Shurtleff, McBride, Fritzler, Cage, Keller, Marquez, Garver, and Arroyo. And the offering. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. That apparently was a 1-2 count. Throw to first to retire the hitter. Not a 2-1 count, and Garver is out. He's now 0 for 1 in the game as that goes. Not only is a strikeout, but his first official plate appearance after the sac fly in the opening frame. Here's Anthony Arroyo, who struck out swinging. Sanchez unofficially with 38 pitches. I think he's got probably 2 or 3 more. Might have missed one. And that ball hit him. The lower back. A breaking ball that did not break. And the Mustangs, for the 3rd consecutive inning, have at least 1 base runner and are looking for more. Kyle Daniels singled and scored and then grounded out. He's 1 for 2. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East, change up and away. Lots of off-speed here by both pitchers, but Daniels more successful than Sanchez of Alameda. He's induced a couple of double-play ground balls. The stretch by the right-hander, and the 1-0 runner goes, and that is a strike. The throw's going to be high and off target, but it's an easy stolen base anyway for Anthony Arroyo. And even a perfect throw wouldn't have got him because it was a huge jump. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 8-0 Fort Morgan in the third. The pitch swung on and grounded down the first base side. Nice stab over there by the first baseman Sanchez. Steps on the bag for the out. Arroyo to third. And there is 2 down. An outstanding play there on the glove side. If not, that was headed for the right field corner in foul territory, and the Mustangs would have played it another run. Trevor Shirtliff with an RBI triple and a single. One of 2 triples in the opening frame, and that changeup is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, we were supposed to start at 4 o'clock, but then that's what we had. That's what our buddies across town had as well, and the pitch is upstairs, and all of a sudden got here 25 minutes before game time, and then the game didn't start at 3:30. Might have started even earlier than that. The stretch and the offering. A strike down and away with the off-speed pitch on the corner at the knees to the right-handed hitting junior Trevor Shirtliff. It's 2-1. Arroyo at third. The stretch by the right-hander Alex Sanchez. The pitch in the dirt, scooped up there by Gutierrez. 3 balls and 1 strike. Live from beautiful Kelly McGregor Field, All-Star Park in Lakewood. 3:30 straight away. 3:30 down the right field line. Swung on and grounded towards the shortstop. 2 big hops for Mojica. He slings it to first for the out. And the Mustangs do not score in inning number 3 for Fort Morgan. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Fort Morgan 8, Alameda nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. 8-0 Fort Morgan as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kyle Daniels doing a splendid job so far for the Mustangs. 23 pitches unofficially, 13 strikes, 10 balls. He's induced a couple of double plays. He's given up 2 hits. Here's the right-handed hitting Joey Vasquez. And the offering. And he slings it in there for a strike at the knees with a fastball. It's 0-1. 8-9-1 for Alameda in this 3rd inning. Hitting with an open stance. The pitch swung on and he missed it. I thought he got a piece of it, but right into the catcher's glove. On the off-speed pitch, it's 0-2. On a ball tailing away from the right-hander. 0-2 pitch. That is a called strike 3 right there on the outer half just above the knees. And he blazed it right by him. And there is 1 down. And Casey Pruitt will now step in for Alameda. Working quickly is Daniels, the left-hander. Delivers. Swag and a miss. Pulled the string on that one as well. No balls and 1 strike. Looking in. Breaking ball. Grounded on a high hop foul. Down the 3rd base side. Just no balls and 2 strikes, getting ahead of the hitters. And the pitch. And that is on the outside corner. Struck him out. Boy, that hit the outer edge there, and Casey Pruitt thought it was definitely ball 1. But he is rung up. That'll bring up Hunter Roberts, who popped up to begin the bottom of the 1st inning. And Daniels has thrown 6 pitches, all for strikes, and it's been that easy for the Mustang left-hander. Swung on and grounded to 3rd. Easy play for Breitbach. Sets, throws. There's a gun right there, and on 7 pitches, it's a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Daniels. We head to the top of the 4th in Lakewood. The score, Fort Morgan 8, Alameda nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. The 3rd inning was the lone inning. The Mustangs did not score in this game. They had 5 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd. They lead 8-0 as we head to the 4th inning. And for Fort Morgan, they'll send up the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. The heart of the order, Trey McBride, Jacob Fritzler, and Nate Cage. Outstanding job done here by Kyle Daniels. 3 strikeouts, 2 hits, 1 walk through 3 innings. And he's thrown just 29 pitches. If he can somehow keep it at, well, he wouldn't pitch on Friday anyway. So I don't think Coach Langford is concerned with giving him 3 days rest, which is the minimum if you throw 86 to 110 pitches. The wind by the right-hander Sanchez, and a pitch swung on and drilled into the left center field gap, and that one's going to roll all the way to the fence on two big hops. Around second is McBride. He's headed for third, and the relay throw is going to be made, but it's going to be late, and it's a stand-up triple. And now did the throw go into the dugout? It did not, but it ricocheted off the side, and McBride will score on the errant throw. And the Mustangs now lead 9-0. Mojica with the air, the third of the game for Alameda. So that's how that scored, a triple and an air. And McBride now has two triples in the game. That'll bring up the fourth place hitter. Jacob Fritzler singled and reached on an air. Jacob was an outstanding wrestler his junior year. Did not wrestle this year, but is playing baseball in the spring. Swing and a foul just behind the plate. No balls and one strike. The senior awaits the pitch from Sanchez. And here it is. Swung on and tapped slowly on the ground is short. Mojica has to charge. He sets. He fires to first in time. And Fritzler's retired for out number one. And that'll bring up Nate Cage, who singled. He's also popped out. He's 1 for 2 in the game. The Mustangs going for their 40th victory in 3+ seasons against no losses in the Colorado 7 League. The pitch swung on and grounded left side. Third baseman cannot get it to his left. A lunging attempt over there by Noah Hayes, but it's into left field for a base hit, the second of the game for Nate Cage. And now he's 2 for 3. Kenny Keller is 2 for 2. Singling in not only the first inning, but the second as well, with Cage on first and one down here in the fourth. Fort Morgan with a 9-0 lead. The stretch by Sanchez. Short lead at first, the pitch. And that is outside. Throw back to first. Back in standing is Cage. One ball and no strikes on Kenny Keller. Stretched by Sanchez, and the offering. Swung on and lifted into center field. Hunter Roberts comes in to his left, makes the two-handed catch. Back to first is Cage, and there are two down. Adrian Marquez, who grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice and struck out. He's 0 for 2. The seventh place hitter will now hit for Fort Morgan. And this game moving along quickly. Even quicker considering the premature start. The pitch in the dirt. Skips away a little bit from Gutierrez, but he flags it down. No advance by Cage at first. One ball and no strikes to Marquez. Again, a very short lead for Cage. 1-0. A little bit high with that changeup. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, that changeup and that curve have similar action if there's not much on the breaking ball. The offering, and that is inside. Again, took something off it of Marquez. 3-0 on deck is Grayson Garver. Marquez will be taking here on the 3-0 with 2 down in the fourth inning. Fort Morgan has a run across. The pitch. A strike. Took something off of that and got it in there on the outer half. You need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them by purchasing the best quality parts at great prices at your local Napa store, Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. And that is a strike at the knees. 3-2. Similar pitch to what he threw on the 3-0. Cage will be taking off from first with 2 down in the fourth inning. Gutierrez lays down the sign. The stretch by Alex Sanchez. This will be his 59th pitch. And that breaking ball is outside. That'll bring up Grayson Garver, who had a sac fly in that 5-run first and then struck out. And Sanchez has had some success with the strikeouts. See, he is fan 3, the stretch, and the offering. Swung on and grounded sharply towards left field. Mojica backhands it, has a no throw, tried to make a play to third, but couldn't get it out of his glove. It'll be an infield hit as Cage went in sliding to third. Give Garver a base hit. And the bases are loaded for Anthony Arroyo. That ball was hit well, but an excellent play as Mojica saved a run. And officially 67 pitches here for Sanchez. Arroyo struck out and was hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 1 with the bases loaded. Out of the windup, the pitch. Swing and a tapper foul. And quite frankly, Arroyo swung at a terrible pitch. That pitch was up and in. Could not extend his arms, did not get out in front of the ball, so it was beneficial to him that he just hit that little tapper. No balls and 1 strike. There's the wind and the offering. Swung on and driven foul, about 100 feet foul off to the left, way out in front of that one. Count us at 0-2, and Arroyo's timing right now is way off. No balls and 2 strikes. Alameda's hurt themselves in this game with 3 errors, but the Mustangs have come through with the hitting as well. With the bases loaded. And the pitch in the dirt and blocked nicely by Gutierrez. Excellent job of getting his entire body out in front of that baseball. It was well off the plate. Ball 1, strike 2. At third is Cage. At second, Marquez. Garver at first. And the pitch. And that is a called strike 3. Wow. That was way off the plate, but Kyle Daniels has been getting that call as well. And the inning comes to an end. The Mustangs get a run on 3 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning in Lakewood. It's Fort Morgan 9, Alameda nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Fort Morgan 9, Alameda nothing here on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com here in Lakewood, where Kyle Daniels has allowed just 2 hits, struck out 3 over 3 innings. Walked 1 and has been in command through just 7 pitches in the 3rd inning. His laborious inning was his 2nd, but issued ground play double balls, in both the 1st and 2nd innings. He's thrown 30 pitches. Here's Angel Mojica, who singled in his first at bat. 2, 3, and 4 for the Pirates in the bottom of the 4th. The offering and the breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Daniels works quickly. McBride lays down the sign. And the pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Buildings by Design has the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. 2 balls and no strikes to the shortstop from Alameda. Waving the bat from the right side. An all right-handed hitting lineup. Swung on and popped foul. Headed out of play down the right field line. A long chase there for Jacob Fritzler, and it's 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Bride back, maybe sneaking in at third a little bit with the speedy Mojica. Now he backs up almost even with the bag. 2-1 pitch. Fastball tails away. 3-1. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Daniels in the 3rd. Can he duplicate it here in the 4th? Swing and a foul off the foot of Mojica on a breaking ball that more than likely would have been ball 4. That ball was tailing in on the right-handed hitter, and he swung at it. So now it is 3-2, and Mojica's trying to walk that off. He fouled it off his left foot. With a victory today, the Mustangs would improve to 2-2 and host Alameda coming up on Friday. But again, that game is in question weather-wise because of a 70% chance of snow. Back of the box is Mojica. It'll be a payoff pitch from the left-hander Kyle Daniels. And the offering Swung on and lined into left field beyond the outstretched glove of Breidenbach for a base hit. And Mojica's 2 for 2. He's got 2 of the 3 hits. That'll bring up the third place hitter, Alex Sanchez, who grounded a short in his first plate appearance. If the Mustangs can hold Alameda here and in the 5th inning and plate at least 1 run in the 5th, they would win in premature fashion. Breaking ball is tapped foul behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Oh, and 1 here to the number 3 hitter, Alex Sanchez. The stretch. Mustangs at double play depth. The pitch. Swag and a miss on a changeup tailing away. It's 0-2. Yeah, the official game time looks like it's at about 55 minutes. And throw back to first, and leaning over there was Mojica, but he's back in. Diving. I tell you, you got to watch off with that Daniels pickoff attempt. He's very good. Looks in for the sign from McBride. The stretch. And the 0-2. Swung on and fouled to the screen. On a ball tailing away. The count remains at 0-2. It's always good when Daniels can start not only any game, but especially on the road. He's such an experienced pitcher. 3-year starter on the Hill. No balls and 2 strikes to Sanchez, the offering. Curveball swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. No advance. McBride's going to throw to second with Mojica taking off the slide, and he's going to be in there. It will be a strikeout. Yeah, I don't know why he's at first base. He should be out. That base was occupied. Yep, and now Sanchez is walking back towards the dugout. But now in scoring position is Mojica for Noah Hayes, who walked but then was eliminated as part of a double play in the second. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. And home of the $8.95 dinner menu during the week and the best prime rib and other great specials on Friday and Saturdays. Atwood Steakhouse, the pitch. Swag and a miss. At the letters with that one. Threw it right by him. It's 0-1. 9 runs on 12 hits for the Mustangs. No runs on 3 hits for Alameda. Mustangs have stranded 6. Alameda 1. And that fastball's a strike at the knees. It's 0-2. Alameda's committed the only errors of the game, 3 to be specific. No balls and 2 strikes to the third baseman for Alameda. McBride sets up at the outside corner of the pitch. Up and away, not even close. Call that a waste pitch. It's 1-2. Daniels only had 43 pitches, so he can afford to waste some. At the belt, Daniels, the offering, in the dirt, on the breaking ball. Nice block there by McBride. And the count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Off of second is Mojica. He's got a sizable lead out there with Shurtleff playing just to his left. Throw back to second, and it's off of Shurtleff's glove into shallow center field as Mojica took off for third. They would have had him in a rundown. And, well, we're going to call that an error on the shortstop, Shurtleff, because if he makes that catch, Mojica was not taking off. And he would have been a dead duck. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at third. The pitch swung on and lined softly in the air on 1 hop to Garber. Checks third, throws to first, and out is Hayes. That was a flare out there that Garver played on a hop, but Mojica had to hold up, and there's 2 down. And that will bring up Daniel Sanchez, who singled in his first plate appearance. But 2 down now. Pitch by Daniels. Breaking ball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Serving area bean grower since 1921, Trinidad Benham. Swung on and fouled as it was fisted into the Alameda dugout on the first base side. 522-3595 for all your dry bean needs. Trinidad Benham. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down, bottom 4. Fort Morgan 9, Alameda nothing. From Kelly McGregor Field at All-Star Park in Lakewood. The pitch swung on and fouled off the right side in the air. Cage gives chase in foul territory, makes the basket catch. And that's it for Alameda in the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left at 3rd. Let's head to the 5th inning. The score, it is Fort Morgan 9, Alameda nothing on B106 and B106.com. Joey Vasquez now on the hill for Alameda as we head to the 5th inning. Fort Morgan with a 9-0 lead. They'll face the top of the order, Daniel, Shurtleff, and McBride, as Fort Morgan has scored in 3 of the first 4 innings. Alex Sanchez, the starters at second base. Daniels 1 for 3, singled and scored and grounded out twice. And if the Mustangs can plate a run here and then hold Alameda, this game would be over in very abbreviated fashion. So here we go with Daniels stepping in for the left side, the only left-handed hitter in this Fort Morgan lineup. Here's the wind and the pitch to Daniels. Fastball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And you can follow us on Twitter, B106, and our B106 Facebook page. The pitch way outside, 2-0. Gutierrez had to lunge to his left just to make sure that ball didn't get to the screen. 2 balls and no strikes to Daniels. Here's the wind and the offering, and that is a strike on the outside corner. Thigh high, and it's 2-1. If Fort Morgan does not play on Friday, then a week from Friday it'll be a doubleheader at home against Fort Lupton. The pitch starting at 3 o'clock. The breaking ball's up and away. Ball 3, strike 1 to Daniels. Daniels digs in. And the pitch way outside, not even close. And it's a walk to Kyle Daniels. And now stepping in. Yeah, that looks like Trevor Shurtleff. Tripled, singled, and grounded out as due in the spot, but we heard that Holbeck was playing short in the previous inning. Daniels has a huge lead. The pitch inside with the off-speed. It's 1 ball and no strikes, and Joey Vasquez has thrown just 1 strike amongst his first 6 pitches. And you know that Coach Langford wants the Mustangs to generate at least 1 more run here and win this in 5 and save Daniels' arm. 4-step lead at first by the senior. The offering swung on and grounded foul. Count level at 1-1, and that pitch was tailing in on the right-handed hitting Shurtleff. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sounds very quiet here because we're in a contained press box. So really don't get the crowd noise, and it's a very light crowd, by the way, as well. Very light crowd. And the offering, runner going. That's a strike. The throw to second. Daniels slides in there easily. So Kyle Daniels with a stolen base. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shurtleff. And now 3 Mustangs will have an opportunity to drive in Fort Morgan's 10th run. When buying a mixer or feeder truck, nothing compares to the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. Your operation deserves the best. MMI continually outperforms hands down their competitors. They're not afraid to stand behind their product. MMI International, 842-5161. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the 5th inning, 9-0 Fort Morgan. Joey Vasquez, the right-hander, looks back at second. And the pitch swung on and grounded up the middle. Daniels is going to hold, and the tag was applied by Mojica late. The throw to first is late. Daniels went back to second. He was nearly tagged out. I don't know why he didn't take off for third, because the ground ball was behind him. And I think Mojica would have made the play to first. Nonetheless, we'll just call that a fielder's choice, because if the throw is made immediately, it's not an error, just a fielder's choice. Then what would have happened there is that the out would have been made. But since there was not a bobble, there's no error. And here is McBride, the pitch. And that tails inside. McBride is in a monster game. A couple of triples and a single. The first triple drove in a run for Trey McBride. Vasquez awaits. And now the pitch to McBride. And that ball went behind him to the screen. The third is Daniels, the second Shirtliff. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. And now Fort Morgan's in premier position to score a couple of runs. We'll have a visit to the hill. As right now it's Fort Morgan's best hitter up there in McBride. Kenny Keller's driven in 2 runs in a game. That was on a 2-run single. Everybody else who's got an RBI has got at least just 1. So Joey Vasquez, who's come into the game in the 5th inning, has really struggled here after walking Daniels, and the fielder's choice, certainly not his fault if Mojica made the play, but he thought he had a shot to tag out Daniels. And it's 2 balls and no strikes, and the lineup is right there at the middle with Fritzler and Cage coming up. Yeah, you'd almost want to pitch around McBride, because he's going to be an RBI machine this year. He homered in the tournaments over the weekend out west, where the Mustangs went 1-2. Now the conversation has concluded. Live in your world, learn in ours at Northeastern. For more information about Northeastern or classes available to you, go to njc.edu. And you need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. Swag, and a miss, and a ball tailing down and in. I think McBride thought that was going to hang up there for him. It's 2-1. Daniels off of third. Shirtliff at second. Out of the stretch is the right-hander Joey Vasquez, who began the game at second base. And the pitch. And that one nearly hit him. Right at around knee level, it's 3-1. On deck is Jacob Fritzler. Gutierrez lays down the sign. And the 3-1 pitch. And that breaking ball did hit McBride. Right in the lower back. Well, that's at least 2, if not 3 hit batsmen already by Alameda pitchers, and that'll bring up Fritzler, who singled in the opening frame, driving in a run, reached on an air, and then grounded out. And I wonder if Alameda's going to play the infield. Well, it looks like they're going to play the infield pretty much a double play depth and allow Fort Morgan to score that 10th run, which would not end the game because the Mustangs are the visiting team. But the bases loaded and nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Fort Morgan leads 9-0. The offering, swing and a foul, tapped up at the third baseline. And it's 0-1. A walk of fielder's choice and a hit batsman here in the 5th inning for Fort Morgan. Gutierrez lays down the sign again, and the 0-1 pitch. That one behind Fritzler, and the count is leveled at 1-1. And Vasquez has no control out there. 10 balls and 6 strikes. Just cannot find his groove, and he's in a very difficult situation. He's unable to throw even 2 strikes in a row. 1-1. And that ball nearly hit him down at around the ankles. I tell you, the star here is the catcher, Gutierrez. He has flagged down virtually everything. There's been 3 wild pitches, but there could have been a lot more than that. 2 balls and 1 strike. This could be a long 5th inning if Vasquez is unable to throw strikes. They might be chasing him from the game here. Jacob Fritzler from the right side awaits the pitch. and he swings and lines it towards right center field. That one's going to hit a gap. That one rolls all the way to the fence. One run is in. Around third is Shurtleff. He will score. Here comes McBride. The relay will not be made. It's a 3-run double for Jacob Fritzler. And the Mustangs lead by a score of 12-0 in the top of the fifth inning in Lakewood. And that thing was smoked in the gap by Fritzler. That'll bring up Nate Cage, a couple of singles. And hit into an infield fly as well. 2 for 3 in the game. The pitch swung on and popped up extremely high in the infield on the left side. Who's going to call for it? The third baseman drops it. Dropped by Hayes over there. That'll be the fourth error against Alameda. Holding up at second is Fritzler. Yeah, routine play there. It was hit extremely high, but just dropped. And again, error number 4 on Alameda. Noah Hayes to his left could not bring it down, and now Kenny Keller with a 2-run single and 2 for 3 in the game. Well, let's see. That's not Kenny Keller. That's going to be a pinch hitter. And that'll be Caleb Bell hitting in this spot. Yeah, you got to take command if you're an infielder. The stretch and pitch. The breaking ball is inside. Man, you got to feel bad there. There are 2 plays that should have been made in this inning. One ball, no strikes. And the pitch swung on, grounded foul up the third base side towards the Mustang dugout. The count is sitting at 1-1. And now it's almost guaranteed that with the way Kyle Daniels is pitching, that we'll get out of here in 5 innings. The pitch, swinging a tapper, foul to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Caleb Bell. Still nobody out here in the 5th inning. With runners at first and second, Jacob Fritzler's just delivered a 3-run double in the right center field gap. And unofficially, that was Fort Morgan's 13th base knock of the game. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on in line towards center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Fritzler to third, and he's going to be sent home. And the throw to the plate is going to be cut off. And it's now a 13-0 game and an RBI single from Caleb Bell as Fritzler slides in safely. And that was on a 2-strike pitch. To second is Cage. Here's Adrian Marquez. Nope, I think we have another pinch hitter. Austin Breidenbach will now hit. So Breidenbach steps in for the Mustangs. And this is the way they played last year within the Colorado 7, excuse me. They were just dominating from start to finish. Actually, just not last year. 2014 and 2013 as well, and it's continuing in 2016. So first and second with nobody out. And got to throw in Breidenbach's name into the lineup. That's the reason for this delay, with Fort Morgan holding a 13-0 lead in this top half of the 5th inning. Five runs in the first, 3 more in the second. They were held scoreless in the third, 1 tally in the fourth, and 4 in the 5th. And perhaps their biggest frame if they can keep this going. But here's Breidenbach from the right side. The offering. The breaking ball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. to Austin Breidenbach. Runners take their leads. Cage at second, Bell at first. 1-0. And that one got him on the left ankle. Second hit batsman of the inning. McBride was hit earlier. And there's Grayson Garver. A sac fly in the first. Struck out and then a single. Officially at 1 for 2, and Fort Morgan already making this a laugher might make it worse. The first 7 have reached for the Mustangs in the 5th inning. And this is the 7th hitter of the inning. It began with the number 1 hitter, of course, Kyle Daniels. Garver in the 8 hole. The stretch by Vasquez. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Game unofficially at 1 hour and 16 minutes. Gutierrez lays down the sign. And the pitch swung on in line towards right center field. 2 is left is Roberts. It'll land for a base hit. Scoring is Nate Cage. To third is Bell. An RBI single for Grayson Garver, his second hit of the game. And the Mustangs lead in the 5th inning 14-0 over Alameda. And still nobody out. And Vasquez will be left on the hill. Here for Anthony Arroyo, who is 0 for 2 in the game. And this is not really terrible pitching. I mean, it's certainly a struggle out there, but they're just pasting the ball. Caleb Bell had that 2-strike hit. Vasquez just wants an out. The pitch, swinging a foul to the screen. No balls and 1 strike. This is the 9th hitter of the inning. Obviously the first 8 have reached. 15 hits here for the Mustangs in the game. At third is Bell. Breidenbach at second. Garver at first. Joey Vasquez delivers. Fastball, a strike on the outer half of the knees. And the umpire might be expanding the strike zone at this point. That's not a bad idea. You got to have the hitters get up there and swing. When it's a 14-0 game, all of a sudden it becomes a complete pitcher strike zone, and that's the way it should be. Can't be looking for a walk at this point. And the pitch swung on in line towards left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Bell will score. Breidenbach is around third. It's a 2-run single on a 2-strike pitch to Anthony Arroyo. And Fort Morgan now leads 60-0, 7 runs across in the top of the 5th inning. And Vasquez is completely frustrated out there. He hung one out over the plate and thought he would get away with it because he was ahead in the count to Arroyo. He did not. Kyle Daniels walked to begin the inning. He's officially 1 for 3. Arroyo had struggled a little bit here earlier in the game, but a nice job, nice adjustment by Anthony. The Mustangs now have 16 hits in the game. The pitch swung on and grounded right side. That's a base hit into right field. Let's see if Garver's going to score. He's being sent from third, and he's going to find home plate. An RBI single for Kyle Daniels. And Fort Morgan now leads 18-0, 9 runs across in the top of the 5th inning. Holy mahungus. And now we will have a pitching change. I believe this should be the second visit of the inning. I think it is. As 10 Mustangs have reached. I mean, this is just a demolition at this point. I thought there was a visit earlier in the inning, which would signal a pitching change. But so far, Vasquez still has the ball. And, yep, there's a pitching change. 2-minute break. We're back in 2 minutes. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Fort Morgan 17, Alameda nothing on B106 and B106.com. Esteban Pinedo is the third pitcher for Alameda. Daniel Sanchez was the starter, followed by Joey Vasquez, who threw 31 pitches in this inning, did not retire a single Mustang. 17-0. Fort Morgan officials tallied 8 runs in the frame. And stepping in will be Holbeck here for Fort Morgan. Joe Holbeck stepping in with a first and second, no bases loaded, and the pitch, that's in the dirt. 1 ball, no strike. Shirtliff was 2 for 4 while he was in there. Now Holbeck getting a chance. One ball and no strikes. The runners take their leads. The pitch by Pinedo, and that is bounced in there. Taking off for third is Arroyo on the wild pitch. Holding at first is Daniels. It's 2-0. I think even Fort Morgan wants to commit some outs here. It's not on purpose. Got 18 hits in the game, 17 actually. A couple were questionable, but that's what we got here. 2 balls, no strikes. At third is Arroyo. Daniels at first. Fort Morgan with 8 runs across in this frame. The stretch. The right-hander delivers. And that is upstairs. Throw back to first. Daniels back in standing. Well, our opener yesterday on our sister station 1010, as well as KSIR.com, is a 33-1 brush victory over Estes Park. And that pitch is high. It's a 4-pitch walk to Holbeck. This one looked like it might be 10-11 nothing, and then the game would be over in 5 innings, but looks like it's going to be closer to 20 nothing. McBride in there with the bases loaded. An RBI triple, a single, a triple, and it was hit by a pitch. 3 for 3 is the sophomore catcher, the stretch. And the offering. Swag, and a miss and a ball at the letters. No balls and 1 strike. Had a little bit of lateral action to that one. Out of the stretch is Pinedo. And the 0-1. Swung on and grounded a short. Mojica has to charge. He gloves. He sets. He throws just in time to get McBride. Arroyo scores on the grounder. First out of the inning. And the Mustangs now lead by a score of 18-0. Now it's 9 runs across in the frame. And the other runners advance. Jacob Fritzler is 2 for 4, a single and a double. And that double drove in 3 runs earlier in this inning. So Fort Morgan has scored half their runs in this frame. The stretch and the offering. Swinging a foul to the screen. No balls and 1 strike to Jacob Fritzler. Pinedo gets the sign. Fritzler's got 2 RBIs out there. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. That was a beauty. No balls and 2 strikes to the senior right fielder. 2-run single would give Fort Morgan 20 here. Pinedo stretches. Pinedo pitches. Swung on and tapped up the third base side foul on the slow curveball that Fritzler was out in front of. This will be a heck of a recap of this inning once we get through it, including the number of pitches. This will be the 41st pitch of the inning. Vasquez threw 31. This is number 10 for Pinedo. Daniels leads off of third. Holbeck at second. And the 1-2. And it looked like he went, and he did. On a ball down and away, Fritzler had a half swing, but it was counted as a swing, and he strikes out for the second out. And here's Nate Cage, who was 2 for 4, a couple of singles, popped out, and also reached on an error. Big, strong junior first baseman. The stretch by Pinedo. And the offering. And that's in the dirt, blocked by Gutierrez. 1 ball and no strikes. And Gutierrez has been very busy back there. Yeah, when you have an inning where you're approaching well over 40 pitches like this one, you got to be tired. Those knees are taking a beating. Swung on and fouled straight back on the breaking ball. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mustangs have been teeing off all game long, even with all the runs. Many times when you score that many runs, you usually have more runs than hits because the defense is contributing to that, but those totals are pretty similar right now. As opposed to Brush yesterday, they had 33 runs and only 12 hits. And the 1-1 pitch swung on and lifted into shallow left center field. That ball's going to drop for a base hit as Daniel scores. Here comes Holbeck. It's a 2-run Texas League single for Nate Cage, and Fort Morgan now leads the game by a score of 20-0 with 11 runs here in the top of the 5th inning. Wow. And there's Caleb Bell. He had a single, driving in a run earlier this frame. So Bell with a second at bat of the frame. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is in there for a strike. And Nate Cage did not hit that one well, but hit it in the perfect spot. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, line foul. Down the left field line. No balls and 2 strikes. To the right-handed hitting Bell. He awaits the pitch. And here it is. Curveball, swing and a miss. And that does it for Fort Morgan. But not before they explode. 11 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, man left. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Mustangs are 3 outs away in Lakewood. Fort Morgan 20, Alameda nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Kyle Daniels begins his 5th inning of work. Fort Morgan leads Alameda 20-0. So we're 3 outs away unless Alameda unexpectedly scores 11 runs to extend the game to the 6th. I might have a better chance of having an afro by the end of today, and that's a swing and a foul. No balls and 1 strike to Damian Gutierrez. Gutierrez grounded back to the mound. In fact, it was a 1-6-3 double play he hit into. The offering swung on and fouled off the end of the bat on a changeup. Count now sitting at no balls and 2 strikes. Only 50 pitches thrown by Daniels. The senior left-hander looks in. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted foul. And out of play off to the right. The catcher McBride gives chase, but just over the fence. Count remains at 0-2 to Damian Gutierrez. 35 strikes and only 16 balls thrown by Kyle Daniels. Grocery, meat, and fresh deli counters, floral, pharmacy, Western Union, and public service payments, and 24-hour gas. That's Brush Grocery Cart, your one-stop shop. 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. Line and pitch. And that fastball away. McBride wanted the call, did not get it. The count is at 1-2. Daniels has struck out 4, walked just 1. The offering. Swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. This is the 6th hitter in the lineup. If Daniels retires Alameda 1-2-3, then the 9th place hitter would hit only once in the game. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right on a side-winding changeup. Running out of baseballs now with all the foul balls hit here in the bottom of the 5th inning by one hitter. It remains at 1-2. Fort Morgan will even their record at 2-2 in this Colorado 7 league opener. And the pitch swung on and grounded to short and off the glove of the shorts now picking it up, throwing, and on a hop, and it skips by the first baseman Breidenbach. And let's see who was at short. That was not Shurtleff. Might have been Garver out there, but it's an error on Fort Morgan. Yeah, that looked like Garver out there. Yep, and it is. He'll give the error to the shortstop. Garver didn't stay down on the ball on a routine play. I think he thought it was going to take a hop. And the Mustangs have committed their second error of the game. Here's Isaiah Lawson, who struck out his first time. The pitch, swing and a miss. Check that. It's a pinch hitter here in Ruben Moya. Went chasing for that one. Moya awaits the 0-1. Swing and a miss and a fastball. Throw to second, and if they can cover the bag, they might have had him, but nobody was there to cover, and it's a stolen base. Because that throw was very nice by McBride, but it was backhanded there by Holbeck at second. I think that's Holbeck out there. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch. And the offering. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. McBride is now going to throw to third, and he throws it high. Strikeout not recorded. A run's going to score as Gutierrez crosses home plate. Moya to second. It is a strikeout, but it's now 20-1. All he had to do was throw to first for the out, but McBride wanted to get the man going from second to third. He had him dead to rights. And now Gutierrez scores on the air by McBride. Well, they got to worry about the outs now. And now stepping in will be Esteban Pinedo. The stretch by Daniels. That's his 5th strikeout. And the fastball a strike. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. And the breaking ball away. It is 1-1. Unearned run allowed by Daniels. The pitch. Swing, and the ball's in the dirt and missed. Off the glove of McBride to the screen. It'll be a wild pitch sending Moya to third. Well, Alameda threatening to score another run here. One ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, you want to end this game strong. Fort Morgan's not doing that right now. The pitch. And that is a called strike 3 and a changeup. And Pinedo is out. And that is out number 1. Excellent pitch. And now batting will be Christian Diaz here for Alameda. As the Fort Morgan lead is down to 19 after the error, but again, an unearned run. Allowed by Kyle Daniels, the pitch. And that changeup is a strike on the inner half at the knees. Got a no balls and 1 strike to the right-handed hitter for Alameda. Diaz awaits with Moya at third. The wind and pitch. And that one bounces away to the screen. A 58 hopped it there, 58-foot hopped it, and scoring is Moy on the wild pitch. Ruben Moya scores, and it's 20-2. So now the base is empty with one down. Well, it's taken a while for this game to come to an end, but it will in a couple of outs. I thought we were going to be out of here half an hour ago. The pitch up and away with a changeup. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. Now the count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two. Now we're waiting for another baseball. Lots of fouls hit in this inning. And we've only played an hour and 39 minutes, so it's not like we've been here for a while, but the first 3.5 innings went by so quickly. But still waiting to get some fresh baseballs here from Kelly McGregor Field at All-Star Park in Lakewood. Fort Morgan scored 5 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and then 11 in the 5th inning. The big hit in the 5th inning was a 3-run double by Jacob Fritzler. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Diaz. Line and pitch. Curveball swung on and missed in the dirt. Let's see if McBride can make a solid throw, and he does up the first base side, almost into the runner, but the out is recorded. Trey's going to have to work on those. And there's 2 down. Yeah, you got to create the angle for yourself. And Hunter Roberts, who's popped out and grounded out, will now hit for the Pirates. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Daniels looks in, the pitch. Over but low. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 earned run allowed by Daniels, the offering, and the changeup tails away. Struck out 7 in the game, allowed just 3 hits. The pitch. That's a strike. I mean, that's the way it scored here with the earned run, even though Moya scored after he struck out. The pitch swung on and lifted foul and out of play off to the right. And the count is at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Roberts. Waiting yet for another baseball. Proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. Equitable Savings and Loan, available 24/7 for your banking needs. Equitable Savings and Loan. 20 hits on the board. I've got 18 for Fort Morgan. That's a matter of the way you score things. So here we go. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter in the lineup, Hunter Roberts. The wind and pitch swung on and popped up on the right side in foul territory. Daniels, the pitcher, makes the catch along the line, and that does it. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs have won the game over the Alameda Pirates by a score of 20-2 for Alameda in the inning. 2 runs, no hits, 2 errors, and nobody left. Final score, Fort Morgan 20, Alameda 2. How about a 1-minute break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Mustang Post-Game Show brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. Morgan Community College. 20 runs on 18 hits, 3 errors, 7 left on base for Fort Morgan. 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors, 2 left on base for Alameda. The winning pitcher going the distance was Kyle Daniels, allowing 3 hits. And he struck out 7 in the game. and Daniels was able to save that arm with only 72 pitches. Fort Morgan scored 5 runs in the opening frame of this game, 3 more in the second, 1 in the fourth, and 11 in the fifth. Looking at the Mustangs from a hitting standpoint, again, 18 hits, 3 apiece from McBride and Cage. McBride drove in a couple of runs, 2 RBIs apiece for not only McBride but Cage. Keller had a 2-run single. Grayson Garver and Anthony Arroyo. Jacob Fritzler, though, had 4 RBIs, 2 hits and 4 RBIs, including a 3-run double in that 5th inning. The Mustangs are 40-0 in Colorado 7 league play since entering the league at the beginning of the 2013 season. 2-2 overall. They're back in action, weather permitting, on Friday against Alameda in Fort Morgan at 4 o'clock. That's right, not 3:30 like it was today. That we didn't know about, but 4 o'clock on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. A reminder, you can always follow us on Facebook on our B106 page or on Twitter at B106. We also provide you the link for a pitch-by-pitch following of all of these Fort Morgan Mustang baseball games throughout the course of the season. Outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer, Julie Garcia. I'm John Beltran. The final score from All-Star Park in Lakewood at Kelly McGregor Field: Fort Morgan 20, Alameda 2 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com.